Welcome back to Interview Ninja Step 61, Gestalt Psychology and Introspection. Describing but not using the empty chair technique, which you will have heard about before. Encouraging active watching as opposed to passive watching. You can waste so much time just passively watching videos without really thinking about what you're learning, if anything. Stimulating Corben to form his own opinions about what he is seeing, and helping him look inward to think more carefully about his opinions. Are they childlike opinions where he's just accepting the thoughts of others, or are they genuine opinions that he has formed as an adult?
I don't want to use the empty chair technique. That sounds weird. What do? You talk to? You give me a super two-line
demonstration. All right. So, if I was a psychotherapist, all right, I'd be standing back a bit.
I don't want to do it.
No. I'd be standing back a bit. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I'd be standing like there, and you'd be sitting in that chair, and there'd be an empty chair available to you to sit in. Okay. So I'd ask you a question, right? And it'd be a challenging question. So what? As an example, what's causing you the most frustration at this stage in your pursuing your goals in musical development? Where do you think the real problems are, and how much do you think it's your fault that you're not actually doing what you really want to do? How much do you think you're wasting your time?
I've included this discussion on the empty chair technique because you may come across it when looking at YouTube videos. In my experience, it often ends in tears as the subject comes face to face with their inner thoughts, which their subconscious is protecting them from. It's therefore essential that the person managing the process knows what to say and do when these raw emotions are exposed. It's definitely not fair to use it as some kind of toy just because it's interesting. This is serious stuff, and I hope if you experience it, you're in the hands of a capable person.
And why are you doing that? Why aren't you fulfilling your dreams? And then you ask the killer question: if you were yourself 2 or 3 years on and you understood what you really should be doing and the perfect you and the ideal you, what would you say to yourself as the ideal you to stop yourself making all those mistakes? And then you start answering the question, and then I interrupt you and I say, hold on a minute, sit there in that chair. Imagine you're still there as the younger you in that chair. So sit there and say to the younger you what you would do. What would the advice be? And then you make them stand up and sit down in that chair and start talking to themselves. And it's amazing sometimes what they say to themselves.
Have you done it?
Oh yes.
Have you been in both positions?
Yes, of course. Well, I say of course, yes.
So you've been the guy in the chair and the guy standing up?
Yes. When you're put through this, and there can be a lot of tears involved because you're basically getting down into the core of stuff. You're getting down into the core of stuff. But the whole point of Gestalt therapy is the answers are within yourself. And Fritz Perls is almost before the normal Gestalt therapy. It's like the founder, that your solutions are within yourself.
So Gestalt means that the sum of the parts are greater than the product.
Yes.
So that's what that's saying, is you've got more potential inside you than what you actually are.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, it's not that you actually are, that you actually believe you are, or you understand yourself.
But say you're working in a supermarket, and you want to be something better.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got more inside you than
more potential.
Yes. Than you are. And even you know that you're outputting.
Yes.
Yes.
and you can tap that. Metallurgy.
That's good. I like that. I thought Gestalt was a person until just then, but that's
No, it's a
word.
concept. It's a wholeness.
What is that? A German word?
Yeah, I think it is. German, Austrian. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But-
until Disraeli and
Yeah.
Prussian Empire and so on and so on. What's the difference between German and Austrian? Rat hole.
Yeah.
Are we all right with taping? Or we go into massive files?
I'm probably getting into massive files, but hey,
Okay, so hang on. Are we still recording?
we're still
Yeah.
recording.
Good. So what we've agreed to do, audience, is
Yeah.
we've agreed to pause this. There's been
Yeah.
a certain value in it, and we've
No, I've
introduced
enjoyed it,
concepts
but I don't
of
think we
body
should-
language.
No one's listening to
Okay.
what Lucille has to say. It's not Rosa anymore.
Is she Lucille? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Poor old Lucille. It's how much have we got left? No, let's not waste
Well,
2 more minutes, which will turn into.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it. I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I promise I'm not going to say another word for 2 minutes, and we'll get to the end of poor Lucille.
Gestalt therapy doesn't really, it differs from like rational emotive behavior therapy where it's trying to get the person to change. Gestalt really just wants the person to become aware of the conflict, aware of their dark and their good sides, and to be okay with that, to kind of just have those all out in the open. I know I've met people in my life who cannot acknowledge dark sides in them. They're all good or they're all bad. And I tend to think of mental health as being able to acknowledge the good and the bad. And as Christians, we know that the good really is the Holy Spirit, and that we are all born of sin, and so we all have the bad in us as well. Let's see. So explanations and interpretations are considered to be less reliable than what is actually perceived in that moment with the client. I do use parts of this technique in my office where I will be talking to the client and I call that content, what we're talking about. But I also tell the client to be aware of what's happening in the room. You know, are you feeling angry at me? Are you feeling like there's this unspoken like peace or love or nervousness? I want the client to be able to bring that out into the open and be able to talk about that. And we call that process, content versus process. And I think both are very important. So focus is more on what is and what's going on than what should be or could be or will be. And I think that is about all I wanted to say right now. I'm going to post a lot of
It's like
things
me on the first time I tried to do an intro.
But for the most part, I just wanted to have you get sort of an overview of what this is like. So thanks. We'll be back again.
All right. Now, I think what we should do now is just have a pause.
I am back.
Yeah.
No,
She's
we
gone.
don't want her to come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
We reposition the camera
Absolutely.
on you.
Yeah.
And then I want you to do that little exercise.
Sure.
But do it in your mind with that as in the background. I don't want you to like overdo it.
Yeah.
But you know, this is what I've been doing. This is why I've been doing it. This may be where I was blocked from doing something more, what I really wanted to do, or not, or yeah.
Mhm.
And I think it's going to be for me especially valuable because it'll be a way of kind of seeing how you're getting on.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Let's do it, and you'll see what happens. Because
Okay. Yeah. A discovery.
Learning introspection as a soft skill is like discovering and getting to know a completely new person, even though it is the person that is within you. It is important to be kind to yourself and listen to things like your daydreams and fantasies. Don't shut them out by turning on the radio or over-focusing on music and stuff like that. Listen to your inner thoughts. The inner talk between your conscious and subconscious mind goes on at 10 times as fast as ordinary conversation. So fleeting thoughts need to be considered as they may be hints and a guide to the childlike subconscious filters, rules and processes that you have set up for yourself as how you live. Together, the you, that is your conscious plus your subconscious mind, you can learn to be a powerful adult and become empowered to learn and live. Because just as the Gestalt theory says, often the answers are within you and you can leverage that inner power. There is a 3-step growth process of self-awareness, self-understanding of both your conscious and subconscious mind, and then self-appreciation when you realize just how much potential you have. And those 3 things together will help you face the world and maybe some of your critics and some of the situations you find yourself in. And you will genuinely feel confident and empowered. Now, next step 62, we're going to listen in on how Corben is using introspection to analyze where his time is going.